Hi, Namaste and welcome to this video. In today's video, I want to share with you a very simple technique that I like to call expanding the awareness of the present moment. So in my previous videos, I've shared techniques in which you can experience the present moment, come to the present moment and simply exist there with doing certain techniques. Now, what I'm sharing with you today is simply how do you expand the awareness of the present moment. So it's an awareness exercise that I've sort of made my own and something that I experimented with this morning. You can do this, I suggest you do this every day if you can, but if you can't, at least do this once in a week. It's not a chore, it's something that should sort of come from within you, but it's a beautiful tool if you are struggling with anxious thoughts, a lot of thoughts, self-abusive patterns, just generally stuck inside your mind, and you want to be in the moment and get out of your own mind and that cloud of thoughts that are not very resourceful for you. This is a really beautiful technique. So the technique is very simple. I'll sort of build a parallel to what I was doing in the morning and how I felt before doing it and how I felt after doing it. So I'm gonna tell you the technique and then draw a parallel to how I was experiencing it today when I was experimenting with it. So simply put, do not give this technique any time limit. Don't say I'm going to spend 20 minutes doing this awareness technique. Just allow it to flow. Do it when you don't have, when you don't have lot to do. If you don't do it when you're done with everything and then you can just sort of relax, or do it on a weekend when you don't have too much to do. Don't put a time limit to this. Just allow it to happen as it will. So on the board here, some of you may recognize this, some of you may not recognize this. If you've had a psychology or NLP background, you may recognize this. These are basically the senses, and I'll get to this. The first and foremost thing is go someplace. You can do this in your room as well, but I suggest you go someplace where there's a lot more variety in stimulation, where you can hear a lot more sounds, so you can see a lot more things. It doesn't have to be in a crowd. It could be simply, going to a park, or park is really good. Sitting in nature, or just being in a place by yourself. I don't want. For me personally, I don't want anyone else being there because I want to experience this myself, and I don't want to, feel like I'm disconnected with them or anything. I just want to experience this myself. So I suggest you do this by yourself. It's really up to you. So what I invite you to do is go to this place and sit down as you may. Don't worry about whether your back is straight. Don't worry about whether, just don't worry about anything. Just sit however you may, whatever's comfortable to you, and then begin looking around you, right? You can just begin looking around you, and this is where we go to the first sense. The V here stands for visual, and the E here stands for external. So the first thing we want to do is bring our awareness to what we are seeing outside of ourselves, visual, external. So the way that I did it today was, I'm surrounded by a lot of trees where I live. So I was aware. So when you're aware, you're basically noticing things. There might be an internal dialogue that's like, oh, okay, look at that tree, or I see this tree. But I invite you not to act on those thoughts. The internal dialogue should be very simple, that, there's this tree here. Look at this house. Okay, here's this tree, and here's another tree, and here's this house, this white house, and then here's a picket fence, and here's a road, and here's another picket fence, and another beautiful house, and another green tree. And then notice the difference in the color between this green tree and this green tree, right? And you begin to actually notice what's out there in your visual perception. It's like this whole new world of visual experience begins to unfold in front of you. So I noticed everything. I took my time to notice everything. I saw the bark of this tree and the bark of that tree was different. I saw the positioning of the trees, the different hues and the colors. I saw the butterflies, saw the birds, saw the clouds. So initially I started by just seeing whatever came naturally to me. Then I sort of saw the layers of perception. So I was sitting on my porch, so I saw the chair, I saw the I saw the roof of the porch, the flowers. So it depends, on how whatever's going in the flow. Invite yourself to just simply be aware or notice whatever is outside you. And what you're basically doing is, in NLP they call this uptime. You're basically putting your awareness outside of yourself. Okay, this is getting out of your mind. So once you're done with visual external, I invite you to begin to become aware of the auditory external. Auditory external means the sounds that you hear outside of you. So once you can close your eyes for this or keep your eyes open, it's up to you depending on what you want. I kept my eyes open initially and I started listening. When I started listening, a whole universe of sound is opened up. So 3 or 4 big sounds that I could hear, or the most loudest sounds there was, one was the rustling of the leaves, so the wind and the rustling of the leaves because there's so many trees around. The second one was the crickets. It rained last night, so I don't know why in the morning there's a lot of crickets. The third one was the sound of traffic, or just cars and heavy trucks passing by. And the fourth one was just wind. It's just that bowing sound of wind. So those were the main things, but then as I listened carefully, I could hear my own breath. So again, this is with auditory external, listening to your own breath, because you can hear it from your ears. And you don't want to just skip, like, okay, I hear this, now I can go to the next one. Just take your time to listen to whatever you can hear. And I could hear a lot of things, like I was holding a cup of a smoothie, my banana smoothie. It had calcium powder in it, and protein powder in it, so it was really thick. So I couldn't completely gulp it down, so I was taking time to gulp it down. So the rings on my hand were kind of like, making that sound against the glass. So that's again auditory external. Then once you're done, okay, take your time. This could take as long as you want. Take your time. Once you're done with auditory external, I invite you to then experience the auditory internal, meaning what are the sounds you hear inside of your body. In this, for this particular one, you can close your eyes and just listen. You don't have to meditate. In a sense, it is meditation, but you don't have to think about doing anything in a particular way. Just simply listen to what's happening inside of your body. So a lot of the times what I could hear was my heartbeat. I could hear that inside of my body. I could hear basically oxygen coming in and out of my body. Depending on how in tune you are, you're going to hear a lot more. This auditory external is something that completely opened up a whole new universe for me. Once you're done with that, I invite you to go to kinesthetic external. Now, kinesthetic means sensations, feelings, right? What you feel physically, you can feel. So you're sitting there, and whatever you can feel around you in your body is kinesthetic external. So when I was sitting there, what I majorly felt was a couple of things. One was the wind. The wind was, I could feel the wind wherever my hands and my legs were, and my face was exposed. Wherever I had clothes on, I couldn't feel the wind, but I could feel warmth. So I also felt a sense of warmth on my face because of the sun. And so that is kinesthetic external, what you can feel. I could feel the glass, the coldness of the glass as I was holding it. So it's simply being aware. So your internal dialogue, again is like, okay, so I can feel the wind. Or you don't even have to say that. If you can just simply notice it without having an internal dialogue, that's also good. I sort of tend to be like, okay, I can feel the wind. Okay, I can feel the glass. Okay, I can feel my lungs expanding and contracting as I am breathing, or I can feel the air entering my nostrils as I'm breathing. So this is kinesthetic external. Take your time to again experience all of this. Just simple, okay, this is what I'm feeling. Now, do not act on it, because I don't suggest that you think deeply into anything, like, oh, I'm so grateful for this moment, oh wow, I feel so warm and I didn't realize how good this feels. This is sort of thinking into it. I invite you just simply to experience it. Oh wow, I mean, oh, I'm feeling warm, not oh wow, just I'm feeling warm, or I'm feeling cold, or I'm feeling the wind. It's just simply experiencing it and simply noticing what's happening. So again, all this while your attention is outside, and again, it's not on your thoughts. It's not you're not living inside your mind. You are sort of living in your senses, which is coming back into the body, which is very good for getting out of your mind, getting out of stress and anxiety patterns. Now we come to kinesthetic internal, which is the feelings you're having inside your body. Do you feel something? Do you feel something in your body? Where do you feel it in your body? Can you feel the oxygen? When you take a deep breath, you can feel that oxygen hitting your lungs, that particular feeling. So kinesthetic internal. So you can close your eyes for this again if you want to. When you close your eyes and you're just breathing in and out and you're just sort of observing what you're feeling inside. You may feel a little pain on the left side. You may feel a little, depending on what you're going through. You may just feel energy flowing in your body depending on wherever you are. You may feel different things, but simply be aware of it. So you're just expanding your awareness beyond what it was before you started this exercise. Now we come to, so we finished kinesthetic internal. We are now at O, which stands for olfactory. Olfactory means sense of smell. So again, what I did was every time I took a deep breath in, I would smell one thing. So every breath I would smell something else. So the first thing I smelled was simply the smell of leaves or fresh cut grass. It had rained, so I smelled the earth. I could smell just generally the freshness of the air because it rained. And then the next time I took a whiff in, I could smell my shampoo, my hair, as in I could smell my my smoothie. So like that, take your time, just get in the whiffs. If it's not about acting on it, it's not about saying, oh, this smells so good or this smells so bad. It's about simply being aware of what you're smelling, what your senses are perceiving. And then we come finally to G. Can you see that? Yes. G, which is gustatory, which means it is the sense of taste. For me, there was only two things that I was observant of at that point, which was the taste of my smoothie, and the second one was the it's not really taste. It actually comes in a kinesthetic external. Is when your tongue is wet and then you kind of take in air, you can feel the sensation of air in your tongue. So that's not gustatory. I believe that's kinesthetic external. But just it does not matter where it is, but simply be aware of it. And so what this exercise basically does is it gets you out of that doom gloom cycle of monkey mind chatter, and it gets you out into, this is called uptime in NLP. Put your awareness outside and just you're just being aware of the body and what's going on around it. So at the end of the exercise, I had completely lost all patterns of worry, all patterns of, oh, okay, I have to do this and I have to do that, and oh, this is what happened, and all of that seemed to have dissolved because it was really blissful. It was a magical experience, especially the visual part and the auditory part. It completely opened up this new world of experience for me, and I took my time to do it. And I suggest that you take possibly, if you are limited by time and you have a lot going on in your life and you're say a very high-strung individual and you need to get things done and you can't waste time, then at least set aside an hour or so, maybe half an hour to an hour or so to do it. But for those of you who can just take time out, maybe on a weekend, to do this, chill out, and I promise you, you're gonna have a lot. You're gonna feel absolutely in love with the world, absolutely in love with whatever is happening around you, absolutely in peace, because you're not dwelling up here, and a lot of the patterns will dissolve. And whatever, I invite you to let me know what your experience is with this little rendition of awareness, and post your experience in the comments below, and I'll catch you again next time. Thank you for watching. and namaste.